Hey everyone, and we have a slightly different video today. We'll be looking at how to use the scale command in AutoCAD. It's a very short video, but it's one of those commands that I think often gets overlooked, and it can often get us out of some very sticky situations. So stay with me, it's not a long one at all. So we're going to use one of our ellipses from a previous drawing, and I'm just going to demonstrate the use of the command. So I select the ellipse, I right click, I go down to scale, and they ask me to select or to specify my base point. I click anywhere, and then I enter how I want it to scale. So in this case I entered 2 and pressed enter. So what would have happened is immediately my ellipse would have turned to twice the size. Right, that's what happens. I'm gonna do it again. I select it, I'm gonna specify my base point once more, and this time I enter a scale of 0.5, and if we know our math, 0.5 means half. Once I pressed enter, you would have noticed that the ellipse immediately turned to half the size as it was originally. And I'm just using 2 and 0.5 here, but it can be any number. You can scale something to 10, you can scale it to 100, you can reduce it to 0.1 of the original size. It doesn't matter. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna show you that it actually works. I'm gonna check the dimension of the small axis of this ellipse, and you can see it says 2100, that's millimeters, or the minor axis it's also called. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna select it, right click, scale, I'm gonna specify a base point. In this instance I chose the center of the ellipse and I entered 0.5, right? So that's the scale that I went with. Now I'm gonna check the minor axis again to see what it is, and true to form it says 1050, which is exactly half of 2100. Right, so I just showed the dimension so that we can see that it literally became half. It's the same ratio, right? So you know that everything else was halved also. And that's it. That's the scale command. Feel free to use it anytime you need it. If you learned anything, please leave a like or subscribe if you haven't already, and this will let YouTube know that you are enjoying the content, and they will be sure to send more your way.